about that time once again, ladies and gentlemen. Time for another episode of the Foolish Show podcast. I am your host, F to the Ish Foolish, representing reality music entertainment. We here once again live, and we're gonna have another good positive podcast. You know, we give it to you real, man. I give it to you straight. I feed your mind, body, and soul. But we come on here, man, and just talk about real life stuff. It ain't too many podcasts that's gonna keep it straight real with you, man. Because tomorrow ain't promised to nobody, and we can't take life for granted. We gotta watch the things we do, watch the things we say. Everybody go through things, but we gotta learn how to deal with our problems accordingly. But we're gonna have another great positive podcast, folks. I appreciate everybody that be tuning in, man. I hope we bring something into your life. But sometimes we need to just hear certain things, man, to, make certain things click. But make sure y'all check me out every Friday. You know I will be live on the radio, the block, 105.3, 105radio.com, y'all. We're going to have a great, great time once again. Make sure y'all support the movement. My official merchandise, reality music entertainment merchandise, is available on teespring.com. teespring.com/reality music. Y'all can get y'all official merchandise. We got t-shirts, hats, everything you need. Tommy Rump checking in. But y'all go ahead and check in. The live chat is always wide open. Bev checking in. Y'all hit that thumbs up, man. We just getting started. But we're going to have a good time. Shout out to all the supporters coming in, man. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if you ain't already on YouTube. Reality Music Entertainment. Follow me on all platforms at The Foolish Show podcast. Y'all look me up. Support the movement. But tonight we're going to keep it real. We're going to talk about real stuff. So we're going to get into mental health, depression, stress. Because a lot of us deal with it. That's something that affects a lot of our lives and a lot of our family members around us. Y'all come on in, man. I see everybody's checking in. Y'all come on in because we're going to get it going. I want y'all to jump in this discussion because I'm talking to everybody that's listening. If you got ears, I'm talking to you. If you're listening and tuning in, let me talk to you. Let's have a discussion. So we're going to talk about mental health. Some of us deal with it or know somebody that's close to you that's dealing with it. They go through ups and downs. Jason Russell checking in. Jameson Fam checking in. Everybody checking in. You know I'm going to shout you out. Hit that thumbs up button. Bev, I see you. Y'all hit that thumbs up button. Don't be afraid to leave your comments. Because this is on the podcast that give it to you real. I don't come on here spread no gossip. We don't get into all that gossip talk. We're going to get into some real talk. So let's talk about mental health. Some people deal with it. They have ups and downs. Some people can't control their emotions. People deal with different things, folks. Some people have inner demons. It's a lot of things that we all fight. Life is a struggle and a fight every day. You're fighting through something. And it's easy to get depressed. A lot of things can cause you to have depression. You could be depressed of losing someone close to you. You could be depressed because you just lost your job. You could be depressed because now you're falling behind on your bills. All that anxiety builds up and you have depression. And that leads to stress because you're thinking about what is the next move, what I'm going to do. But we got to always remember, we have to live life one day at a time. Sometimes we can't solve our problems with the snap of our fingers, or it might not happen overnight. We'll try to take it one day at a time. That's all we can do, period, in life. I always try to tell myself, only worry about the things that you can control. If I can't control it, I can't stress and worry about it. You got to put it in God's hands and let the pieces fall where they may be. Sometimes we don't have the answers. Sometimes we have to surrender our problems to one above and ask him for guidance. Because you're going to endure a lot of pain. Matthew checking in from Golden, Colorado. I see you. But you're going to go through a lot of pain, suffering. A lot of times you're going to cry. You're going to cry because you're just going through a phase. Sometimes life hits you because life is an emotional roller coaster. You have ups and downs. You have good days and you're going to have some bad days. Take it one day at a time, folks. The ones that suffer from mental health, we keep them in prayer and hope that they find peace and happiness. We all deserve to be happy while we live it. Life is too short to be unhappy. We don't know how long we got on this earth. So why live here unhappy? Do you want to wake up every day in drama and stressing? Always worrying and never happy. You want to enjoy yourself. Enjoy everything that God and life has given you. Be happy. Love yourself. Love the ones around you. Love your loved ones. Always build them up, lift them up. Because sometimes we go through things. Sometimes we need that pat on the back. We need that I love you. Hey, you're a special person. It's all right to give encouragement. The only way we can eliminate hate is to spread love. Love has to be the main focus, folks. We have to get back to those days when we care about each other. It don't matter what race you is or where you live at. It's all about helping the person next to you and keeping a positive mind frame. Taking everything that life throws you. Take it with a smile. Even in your tough times, God is always with you. Understand that we all have a role to play in life. Everybody must serve a purpose. So ask yourself, what purpose are you serving? So some people are going through it. Some people really suffer through mental health. Sherelle Thornton checking in. Appreciate y'all. If y'all just checking in, man, hit that thumbs up button. Support the movement. Y'all know how I give it to you. And make sure you check me out every Friday on the radio, the block105radio.com. You can check out this podcast live streaming on the radio. But right now we're talking about depression. Because depression leads to stressing. You understand? And a lot of people suffering from that. A lot of people, they wake up not happy. And that will cause a lot of people to turn to drugs. Because drugs, it takes their mind off it, it numbs that pain, but it's temporary. The things that we turn to when times get hard, when we turn to alcohol and we just try to get buzzed, you want to get lit. But as soon as that high go down, life hits you again. So the drugs will never wash the problems away. You're only putting a small bandage on it for a temporary time. So you have to deal with your problems accordingly. And sometimes we got to face our own demons. Don't be afraid to take control of your life and try to live your life in a positive way. Try to make a positive influence on the ones around you, a positive impact on your kids. Always be there and have conversations. Talk about life. Sometimes you got to put the phone down and put the tablets down sometimes and put the video games down. And everybody sit down and have a talk. Talk about life. How was your day? What's on your mind? A lot of these youth be having curiosity, but they learn things through the internet instead of somebody sitting them down and talking to them and teaching them right from wrong, what to do and what not to do. Do y'all understand what I'm trying to tell you? Because mental health is real. And sometimes people feel like they have nobody. But you always have a friend in Jesus. Even in your darkest days, God is always with you. That's why it's very important to keep a positive mind frame. Stay focused and know that the sun will shine. No matter how bad it looks right now, tomorrow, everything can change. Your whole life can do a 360. You might be broke right now, but you could win the lottery tomorrow. You could get a check in the mail next week. You don't know what blessings God will throw your way. And a lot of people, they stress, especially over finances, because when you have people that you try to take care of, you have mouths to feed, a lot of things become a burden. It becomes heavy weight on your shoulders when you try to keep up with everything because the kids want this. But you know, it's certain things that you got to have. You got to have a roof, transportation, electricity. And then all the other treats that everybody wants in life is the internet and everything else. All that costs money. Nothing on this side of the earth in this world is for free. So anything you want is going to take hard work to reap the benefits. Whatever you're trying to do, you're going to have to put in some kind of work. But always stay focused. So a lot of us, we deal with stressing and depression because life just hits you and it hits you hard. You don't know which way to go. You don't know where to turn. Sometimes you don't know what's your next move going to be. You don't know where your next meal going to come from. You don't know how the kids going to eat. There's a lot of people dealing with that. Your car note behind. You ride around, you can't afford the insurance. Barely can put gas in it. There's a lot of people living through that. So they're stressing over finances because it'd be hard. Well, you don't have a lot. See, people that have a lot, certain things they ain't have to worry about financially. But it still doesn't mean they're happy. Happiness starts within yourself. You have to love yourself and be happy with your life. A lot of people will make you think that they're happy because that's the persona and that's the image they're going to put on the internet. But you don't know if these people are really happy or not. They may sit in a room and cry all day. It might be a big room, might be a big house. They might sit in there and cry all day. You don't know what nobody goes through. We all face challenges. We all stress about something. Whether it's mentally, financially, or physically. Some people have physical challenges where they're not able to use all their limbs. Everybody ain't blessed to be able to walk every day or use their arms or to even see. So we all face challenges. It's how you deal with them. That's why they tell you that old saying, what don't kill you will make you stronger. It builds you up. It allows you to be able to face the music. To be a soldier in this world and to be a soldier for God, you got to be able to stand up and you got to be able to take those bullets when they come your way. Because life gonna throw you some bullets. I'm not talking about the ones at the guns, even though they'll throw them too. But I'm just talking about life in general. It would come with challenges. You're gonna have ups and downs. It's hard to do right, but it's easy to do wrong. Are y'all listening to me? So every day is a challenge. And a lot of us deal with different things, whether it's mentally, physically, emotionally. And mental health, that's real, folks. A lot of people deal with inner things. And all you can do is pray for them and hope that they find peace and that God heals and touches their body and mind. So always keep each other in prayer. I don't care if you don't know them. Pray for them. That don't cost $1. You don't have to cash out nobody to pray for them. So always keep people in prayer, man, because you don't know what people are going through. And you don't know when tragedy gonna strike your family. You don't know when somebody's gonna have something happen to them that's close to you, or it might even happen to you. You might be smiling and laughing and walking now, but tomorrow you could get in a crazy accident, God forbid, and all that is taken away. So don't take life for granted. Ain't nothing guaranteed. There's nothing promised to nobody. Only thing I can promise you is we're gonna die. Only thing I can promise you is you got an expiration date. One day we all gonna check out from this world. So always try to stay positive. You always want to keep your blessings coming. You don't want to block your own blessings by living a terrible life. Don't allow the stress and the pain to turn you bitter. Because a lot of times we have that inner stress and it builds up like a volcano, and that's why you see people explode. Because they have a lot of stuff built up. And when it comes out, it comes out. We have to learn how to deal with our problems and our emotions. We got to take accountability for our actions. There's no excuse to do wrong or to do harm. We shouldn't be trying to harm each other or do wrong to each other. There's no excuse for it. All that creates is chaos. And we all deserve to live a peaceful life. You want your life here to be as peaceful as possible because it already comes with problems. You're going to deal with pain. But you want to enjoy yourself sometime. You want to be able to smile. You want to see the ones that you love enjoy themselves and smile. It's all about enjoying life. It's a ride. You don't know when that ride gonna stop. So enjoy it while you're riding it. Just make sure you have on your seatbelt. Because it's gonna be a lot of bumps on that road. It's gonna be a bumpy ride. Life is not smooth. You're gonna go through stuff. We all gonna go through things. And money doesn't erase that. That's why they tell you more money, more problems. Because now more eyes are on you and more hands are in your pocket. So even money doesn't cure all the problems. The only problem solver I know is the one upstairs. God is the only one that'll wipe away all your problems. So we got to give him the glory and the honor and the respect that he deserves. So put God first in your life. Always remain positive. Keep your head strong, because the devil is always lurking. And the voices will get in your head and it will tell you to crash out and do some of the most evilest things. But you can't listen to it. You have to understand that you're a child of God. Don't let evil win, folks. Don't be that one to cause and create chaos. You want to bring positive vibes to this world. Why you here? Why not? That's what it's all about. Because we all go through things. So it's no excuse or I'm going through this. We all go through stuff, but we can't take it out on people that ain't do nothing to you. We can't take it out on innocent people who ain't bothering nobody, just trying to live their life. You just can't take it out on everybody around you. We have to learn how to deal with our problems when we stress it. Take accountability of your life. We got to take accountability of our mistakes. Ain't nobody perfect. Nobody walking this earth ain't perfect. But we can strive every day to become a better person. Mistakes you're going to make along the way, you learn from them and you keep pushing forward and try not to repeat all your mistakes. That's how you grow as a person. You're not going to be the same way you was from a child to a teenager to an adolescent to an elderly. If you live to see those different steps, your mind frame should change. Certain things shouldn't be your priority anymore. Certain things your mind shouldn't be on. It's called maturing. You got to mature and be grown. And as an adult, you have to take life by the hand and go on your journey. See where life leads you. But remember, we all deal through things. We all deal with problems. If y'all just tuning in, hit that thumbs up button. We live streaming right now on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram. And catch me on Friday night, 7 p.m. Friday nights, 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 105. The Block Radio. The Block 105 Radio, y'all.com. You can listen to this podcast live stream on Fridays at 7 p.m. Eastern Time. But this is how we do it. We feed your mind, body, and soul. We come on here and talk about real life stuff. I don't come on here to waste your time and gossip. Because we all dealing with things. I ain't got time to be watching every celebrity and all that. When I got all these things around me that I got to deal with in my life. I got bills to pay. I got people to take care of. I got people that depend on me. And a lot of y'all do too. So focus your time and energy on growing everything around you and being the best person you can be. Put your things and prioritize what's important and what's not. Let me address this question. I'm going to put it on the screen. Shout out to Miss Roll checking in. LaShante. LaShante says, what's maturity to you? It all depends on how you use it. Or what you're trying to say. Let me see. When I say maturity, you shouldn't be doing the same thing that you was doing at 18, at 39. You have to mature, meaning all the stuff that used to excite you, running the streets or whatever you was doing, you should be on some grown folk stuff now. Building a foundation, a family, an empire, something that the kids and everybody else can enjoy. It's all about creating a comfortable place for everybody around you in the best ways that you can. But being a mature person, you can't keep making the same mistakes that you used to do and then trying to make excuses for it. Now, we all are a work in progress. Nobody's perfect. We all go through things. We all say things we don't mean. Our actions speaks louder than words. At the end of the day, we have to look in the mirror. A lot of people point fingers and blame everybody else for their problems. But take accountability of your life and what you can control. And if you can't control it, then it's out of your hands. So being mature is about developing your mind. You can't still have an elementary school mind when you graduate in high school. When you graduate in high school, you can't be in your 30s and 40s still thinking you're in high school. You got to live your life accordingly. That's called maturing. But y'all hit that thumbs up button. Tonight we're talking about depression, stressing, because a lot of people go through it. And we have to sympathize for the ones that deal with mental healthness. Because mental health is sometimes, and most of the time, some people can't control it. They can try to give them medication, and medication a lot of times doesn't work. So at the end of the day, all we can really do is pray for them and try to lend a helping hand and try to help them out anytime or any way as possible. Because you don't know when it's going to affect you or the ones around you. Somebody around you could suffer from the same thing, but they just don't talk about it. But the only medicine for mental health is God. God can cure and heal anything. I can't tell you no other remedies but to drown yourself in the Holy Spirit when you're dealing with pain. Then you'll find your medicine. Then you'll find your answer. But try to have a heart, folks. And think about people that's dealing with stuff. Because we all go through it. We all have our phases. Some days we just wake up and you don't want to be bothered. You get mad if somebody say good morning. You just ain't feeling it that day. We all go through it. Sometimes we just wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Everybody go through stress. Everybody deals with something. Life is not all peaches and cream. But it's how you handle it. You can't let your emotions get the best of you and lash out. Because when you lash out, the ones that you love, you're going to push them away from you. Nobody is not going to want to be close to somebody that just always attacks them and lashes out. So we have to learn how to control our emotions, even though we be going through things. And a lot of times we'll take it out on the next person or the ones that's close to you. We have to learn how to control those emotions. You got to learn how to deal with your problems the right way. And the first step is just take it one day at a time. Breathe and take everything one day at a time. That's all we can do. One day at a time, folks. But we all deal through things. We all go through stuff. Never think that you're the only one that's dealing with things, because everybody has something on their plate. Everybody has something that they're dealing with. Like I just said, it's how you handle it. Do you let it break you or make you stronger? And ask God for the power to be able to push on and endure whatever the world is throwing you. Sometimes when the pressure builds up, it busts them pipes and people break. And being a human being, I understand. Because sometimes life can just keep throwing stuff at you. You're like, man, I just can't catch a break. I don't know what's going to happen next. I don't know what I'm going to lose next. Do y'all understand what I'm telling you? Everybody deals with problems. Everybody stresses about something. But you can't stress and worry about the stuff that you can't control. If you have no control over it, try not to stress about it. Put it in God's hands. Let him fight your battles. Because a lot of times we don't have all the answers. And the Bible tells you that God says, all your fears and worries, give them to me. That's what we got to do. Let God fight your battles. Take it one day at a time. Understand that it's going to get better. Have faith that the sun will come out and shine again in your life. So we got to keep the mental patience in prayer and ask God to lift them up and heal them. Remove all that toxic out of their mind, body, and soul. And he has all the power, folks. Surrender all your problems to the one upstairs. Don't try to fight all your battles because you don't have all the ammunition. You don't have all the armor. To fight a war, you need a great general. You need a powerful one that has your back. So when you're dealing with life, you're going to deal with a lot. You're going to go through a lot of stuff. You're going to see a lot of stuff. You're going to hear a lot of things. There's going to be a lot of stuff that you don't like. That you're going to hear. But don't let it break you at all. Stand tall and stay tough and keep your faith. Live life one day at a time. Enjoy life and watch how you move. Be careful because one mistake and you can throw your whole life away. So be careful what you do. Be careful of the company you keep. Be careful of the places that you hang. Be careful of the people you talk to. Be aware. Put up a caution sign and be aware. Because you don't know what life is going to throw you. You don't know what you're going to have to deal with at all. But y'all hit that thumbs up button, man. We live streaming right now on Facebook and YouTube. Check me out on the block 105radio.com on Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern time. But it's the only podcast that give it to you real, man. I just give it to you straight. We don't have no time to gossip. Because a lot of people is going through stuff right now. A lot of people is dealing with all types of stuff. And if you look around, it's hard to even live. If you don't have a certain amount of finances, the groceries going up, rent going up, mortgage going up, but people's bank account ain't going up. So that don't add up. So you're going to have a lot of suffering, upset people that's trying to make it. That can lead to depression. A lot of people start getting depressed because they don't feel like life is going right. The things that they should be able to get, they can't get it. It's hard for them to get a piece of bread. So we don't never know what someone is going through. And we don't know what's going to happen to us. You could be okay right now, but next year you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what's going to happen 6 months from now. You could lose every dollar, every dime you got and hit rock bottom. Then you're going to need help. That's why you got to sympathize with people. When you see people struggling and trying to make it. Because one day that could be you. That's why a lot of people stress. They be worrying how they going to make it each day. Nothing in this world is guaranteed to nobody. And as they always told me, don't nobody owe you nothing. It's all about getting out here and making something shake. And use the mind that God has given you. Got to provide and make a way. And with God by your side, ain't nothing you can't do. There's no accomplishments you can't reach. We put God first. There's no mountains we can't climb. But we all deal through things in different ways. Some of us handle our problems and our stress the wrong way. And we think drugs and lashing out and acting crazy is going to solve it. But you're making it worse. And you can end up taking your own life if you overdose. That's not the way to fight your problem. If you want to fight your battle, you got to take it to God. Let him heal you. And he will take that drugs out your system. He will take that gun out your hand. He'll do it. Let me put this other comment up by Miss Rowe. Ms. Rose says, I've been told I have a problem with being inconsistent with others. How should I deal with this issue? And they're building up themselves. Let me take a sip of water. Well, being consistent is like being clockwise. It's like staying on schedule. So if somebody told you that you was being inconsistent, maybe you showed something one time, but you ain't show it no more. You want to do it on a daily basis. So being consistent means you got to be like clockworks. If you've been a consistent person, that means they should know what to expect from you. And if you're in a relationship with somebody, everybody want that consistent love. You don't want to feel love. Would you want to wake up feeling love just on Mondays? Or do you want that person that you with to make you feel love every day? If they make you feel love every day, that's consistent. If that person just on Fridays, hey baby, I want to come take you out. We gonna go to this special restaurant, but you only get that on Fridays. You only get that lovey-dovey from on Fridays. How would you feel? You would be happy for that one day, but you won't feel that that person is consistent. Even when you're working at a job, all the bosses and managers, they're like consistent workers. They know what they expect. You're going to come, you're going to be on time, you're going to do your job, and you're going to go home. That's consistency. That's what it's all about. So if everybody in a relationship, they should want consistent love. You don't want no sometime love or when I feel like it. It's all about showing that consistency and showing that person, hey, I really care about you. Hey, I'm right here with you. Not once, not twice, not 3 times a week, but every day you should find a way to show that person that, hey, I'm consistent. This is what you're going to get from me. You're going to get this support and love from me, whether I can be there physically or not. So, Ms. Rowe, that's being consistent, staying on track. People know what to expect from you. And the last part of that question is, and they are building themselves up, building up themselves. You got to elaborate on that last part about building up themselves. I don't really know how you meaning that. But y'all hit that thumbs up button, man. We live streaming right now on Facebook and YouTube and Instagram. And also you can catch me on Friday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern time on the block 105radio.com. But we're talking about mental health, stressing, and depression, y'all. Because a lot of people be stressing. A lot of people be depressed, and you don't even know it. You don't even realize what the person next to you going through. Let's see what Ms. Rowe says again. LaShante Rose says, I believe it should be a two-way street. But most people don't understand that. So are you meaning you want consistency should be a two-way street, and that's what you meaning? I guess that's what you're meaning. But I'm gonna tell y'all the main thing we have to be consistent on, and that's praising God and putting God first. If you got to be consistent in something, that is that. I always put God first and stay consistent. LaShante says yes. Yeah, it goes both ways. Everybody should be consistent. And I ain't saying it's a one-way street, whether you're a male or female. Everybody want consistency. But LaShante and the other people that's out there listening and watching, you got to understand, a lot of times you give what you receive. If you feel like a person ain't giving you nothing, then imagine how that person feels. What makes that person do that to make you feel like that? If you got to think about their feeling, what they going through. So if a person may not show consistency to you because they feel like it ain't coming their way, so a lot of people are like, why I'm wasting my time? If I'm not going to get consistency back, I'm not going to get that love and affection back, why am I wasting my time? But you're absolutely right. It's a two-way street. Love is a two-way street. It ain't no you. I just love you. You love you. I love you. You love me. It's a two-way street. That's why if you look at all the relationships and marriages and love that last the longest, they never let nothing break that bond. no matter how much stuff happened, somebody could have cheated. Grandma them didn't let nothing break that bond. Let me tell you something I heard, and it hit me, because it's absolutely right. Let me tell y'all what I heard. And I read this. I think I saw it on social media. And it said, this is the difference between generations. The past and love. The past generations, they look for reasons to stay together. This generation, they look for reasons to break up. And that's true. And it's real if you think about it. Nowadays, a woman is looking for a reason to not talk to a man. A man is looking for a reason to cut a woman off. Back in the day, like I was just telling you, grandma could have found the number in granddaddy's pocket. She might have cussed him out and fussed him out, but she ain't go nowhere. And granddaddy still stayed right there and came home and paid the bill. Nowadays, something happened. It's chaos. I'm done. I want out. That's it. They're looking for reasons to break up and separate. Nobody wants to fight for love no more and keep it together. Because love ain't easy. You don't think you're going to have problems? Especially when you're married to somebody. You don't think y'all going to have problems if you've been around that person for a long time? So whether you're just meeting them or had years with them, y'all going to bump heads. You're going to have problems. Everything ain't going to always be peaches and cream. But it's how you deal with it. And some people choose to not let nothing break their bond. And that's when you see a long-lasting relationship. Because that love they have is so strong, no matter what the devil try to throw in it, it won't break. They might get mad at each other. They might not talk for a few days. Well, after a while, they're right back together. And that bond stay mended. So when the love is strong, can't nothing separate it. Always remember that, folks. So take control of your life. Put God first. And if you're dealing with mental health, ask God to heal you. A doctor can't heal you. A psychiatrist can't heal you. They can sit and listen to you. They can give you advice. They can write prescriptions. But they don't have the answers. The ultimate answer and the problem solver is God. God has all the remedies. He has all the medicine. He can take any pain and problem away. Because we all deal with it. Some people just have it worse than others. Some people deal with more problems than others. Some people that can't get a good night's rest without stressing and worrying. They toss and turn every night, wondering where their next meal gonna come from, or how I'm gonna pay this $2,000 in rent and not keep my family from being on the streets. That can cause people to break down and stress. You have to stay mentally strong in this world, because a lot of things will break you. The devil will keep poking and poking until that ice breaks. He want to break you, but it's all about staying strong and staying positive and live your life one day at a time. You don't know what's going to be next. You know what's going to happen in the future. You can't control what you can't control. Only worry about the things that you have some kind of control over. And take control of your life. Don't make excuses. Because life is so short, it's so precious that we live like we're going to always see tomorrow. You wake up, keep forgetting that you're not going to wake up one day. Don't let life just pass you by. Live life to the fullest. Spread love around you. Be that positive influence when you walk in the room or when you're around somebody. You don't want to be that person when you come around, everybody face frown up, and everybody just walk away and turn their head. You don't want to be that person. You want to be that person, make everybody smile and glow. Lift people up. Make them happy. You don't want to be that sour apple. But it's all on how you carry yourself. The way you treat people, that goes a long way. The same energy that you give, that's most of the time what you're going to receive. So you always being negative and mean, you're going to get mean, negative stuff come back to you. Always keep a positive mind frame. Even when you're dealing with stress, understand that it can be a better day. It can be a better way. Those problems could be temporary. God might have something bigger and better in store for you. Sometimes your faith is going to get tested. There's going to come a point where you're going to have your back against that wall. Can you take the pressure that life is going to throw your way? Can you endure the pain that life is going to take you through? These are the things we got to ask ourselves. Are you going to remain strong even through the storm? If you lose everything tomorrow, how would you deal with that? If you had no car, no house, no money, what would you do? Would you have suicidal thoughts? Would you not want to be here no more? Or will you humble yourself and say, Lord, take the wheel and climb your way back up to the top? We all go through stress. A lot of things make you depressed. There's a lot of things around everybody. It's how you deal with it. And you can't take it out on the world. The world ain't do nothing to you. Shante Rowe, thank you for checking in. It was all about staying positive, folks. Always keeping that positive mind frame. Because we know life is hard. Sometimes it's hard to be happy. It's hard to smile when everything's going wrong in your life. That's difficult. When you ain't got no money. When you ain't got the stuff that you feel like you need on a daily basis. It's hard to smile. But just know that at any given time, that can change. You don't know how fast or how quick a blessing can come your way. But you got to have faith. And you got to keep pushing even through the pain. Even through the darkness. Even through the tough times. You got to keep your head high. You got to believe that a change is going to come. And even if you don't receive it here, you're going to receive it in the afterlife. Maybe we'll be blessed for God to let us in his gates and we can go to heaven. And then you can live stress-free forever, for eternity. Well, nothing can ever harm you. Ain't no more pain. There's no more suffering. Ain't no more diseases. Ain't no more killing. Ain't no more stealing. Ain't no more hating. Maybe we can make it to that promised land. But it starts right here on earth. And we have to take accountability of our life. Because at the end of the day, you're accountable for your own soul. When you die, you go into your judgment day by yourself. Whenever they might happen, whenever that time comes. It ain't no lawyer. Ain't no mama and daddy. Your kids, ain't nobody gonna be there with you. You're gonna have to account for your own life and your own soul. So don't let the pain get the best of you. Don't let this world bring out the worst in you. Always have a positive mind frame and always spread love, folks. Love is always the answer. Because the devil gonna always try to apply that hate and spread hate. But we fight back with love. Love the ones around you. Appreciate the ones close to you. Because we never know when we're going to lose each other. You never know when it's that last time you said that final word to that final person. You don't know when the last time you're going to see that person. Hear their voice again. Being able to touch them and hug them. You don't know when the last day going to come. You seeing your mother, your father, your grandmother, your granddaddy, your best friend, your kids. So hug them every day and tell them, I love you. Always let everyone around you know how much you love them. Because there ain't nothing promised and guaranteed to nobody. And one thing I can promise you is we're going to die, folks. Let's keep all the mental health people in prayer. Because they be dealing with things. And some people just snap. But I hope God touch their heart and soul and heal them. I don't believe in no doctors. I believe in the ultimate power upstairs. So always put God first. And let him change your life. And turn all your negatives into positives. The Bible says, God says he can make your enemies be your footstool. He can change everything just like that in your life. But we got to believe. Stay focused. Even when you're stressing and going through depression. Sometimes you feel like you don't know what you're going to do. You feel like nobody don't love you. You feel like the world is against you. Your back is against the wall. Never lose your faith. Always stand up tall and take life one day at a time. And remember, you're never by yourself. God is always with you. And we all got problems. Some of us have different problems than others. But it's how you handle it. Do you let it get the best of you? Do you let your problems bring you down? Do you let your problems suck all the life out of you? Do you let your problems not stop you from enjoying your life? Do you let your problems block your blessings? These are the things we must ask ourselves. But once again, make sure y'all support the movement. The official reality music entertainment merchandise is available. Go to teespring.com/reality music. We got beanies, t-shirts, hoodies, anything you need in apparel, socks. Go to teespring.com and place your order. Check me out every Friday night on the block, 105radio.com. Download the app, live365.com, and listen to me every Friday live on the radio, 7 p.m. Eastern time, folks. But I told you we was going to have another great positive podcast. So anybody that's listening to this, I don't care where you at around the world, understand that we all deal with problems and we go through depression and we be suffering. Keep your head high and take it one day at a time. I appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all stay locked in. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Reality Music Entertainment. And I'm going to keep feeding y'all soul. Y'all stay safe.